Hello, I am a student of the Science Academy of Tulsa. Today we are going to do a project that I chose called Split Tank Demo. The scientific principle of this project that I'm going to show to you today is based on temperature inversion, which is what happens when the hot air, which usually hangs close to the Earth's surface, and the cold air, which usually is far away up in the upper atmosphere, switch places due to the fact that hot air rises and cold air sinks. Now, as I said, normally hot air is on the bottom, but what happens is as they change places, that short time between when the sun heats up the air near the earth and makes it hot, and between when the hot air reaching and it getting cold and going back down again, that's when it's like hot air and cold air. That's temperature inversion. Abnormal, but yet it happens every day around us. And I'm going to show it to you now. For this experiment, you are going to need a few of the following things. You will need a tank with a door, that way you can divide it. You will need 2 different containers to hold the water, one container of water being hot, the other cold, 2 colors of food dye, and if you're doing this at home, you will need something to heat up the hot water in. Now, to start with, you gather all the materials mentioned above. Then we have our set amount of water, which is about half full for this case. And since it's already hot, we'll go ahead on to changing the color. That way we can tell the difference once we have put it into the container and open the lid. So, go. We'll just swirl that in so it mixes up. Now, if you're at home and you don't like to be patient, you can probably just get a spoon and do this. But, you know, we're a little more patient than that. Alright, so since we did the hot water first, we'll go ahead and pour this in since this is looking very nicely stirred. Now, if you're heating up the water at home, I would advise you to be very careful as it is hot. You may want to have an adult heat it up for you, for those of you who have been told not to use the stove. And I think that should be good. And for those of you who think you can do it, all right, good for you. Now, once you have filled it up, all you have to do is all you have to do is lift the door and watch the waters mix. Now, as you can see, the cold water, which is green, is automatically has swirled to the other side and is now starting to settle on the bottom, while the hot water is on top. This is again due to temperature inversion. And if this is what it looks like, with whatever colors you used at the end, then congratulations. You have just finished the split tank demo. Alright, for the ELA component of my project, I decided to keep a journal of my project and a week-by-week entry that went into detail about all that I did to complete it. I won't go into all of it in my video because that would take way too long, but please feel free to look up the website I posted this video on and see it for yourselves. Alright, for my SOS component, my project on temperature inversion is about one of the many weather phenomena that happen all around the world. It is observed by scientists through the science of meteorology. A large portion of this weather, while found all over the world, is seen most visibly in temperate forest or mountainous climates. This temperature inversion is also responsible for some of the world's most deadly weather, such as smog, which affects many people around the world, especially those in places of industry and manufacturing, where it can cause problems with health and agriculture. I thank you for watching this video on behalf of the Science Academy of Tulsa.